Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and especially the Honorable Lecturer, Ms. Rika Afrianti. In this opportunity, we are from Group 3 will explain about curriculum approach. Before I begin my group presentation, I will introduce the member of the group. I am Rara Kalista as moderator and presentator, Sri Rahayu as presentator, Anggun Siswahyuni as presentator, and Jaidah as presentator. Well, the first material about curriculum approach will be explained by Sri Rahayu. The Sri, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Sirahayu. Here I will explain the material about types of approach in developing the curriculum. According to Winarso 2015, there are six types of approach in developing in curriculum. First is the file of study approach. Okay, I will explain this approach. In this approach, there are two components that must be determined, namely subject that student must study what and must be studied in determine the discipline to be used. Okay, the characteristic of this approach providing knowledge to student, and then this approach using experimental and inquiry methods, as well as an evaluation section that is tailored to the objective and scientific nature. Example in the field of language usually focus more on order form or objective tests. Okay, the next is a goal-oriented approach. Actually, in this approach, just focus more on the goal as a center of curriculum development. There are advantage and disadvantage to this approach. Actually, in this advantage include the purpose of directional arrangement, and then it is also clear and that the subject matter and then methods and types of activities, so that improvements to the curriculum will be easy to implement. But there are disadvantage, namely that formulate goals is not easy as we imagine, because it requires expertise, experience, and skill. Okay, the next approach is approach to the material organization pattern. Okay, in this approach is actually from the subject matters curriculum approach pattern, correlated curriculum and integrated curriculum, where these patterns support each other in this approach. Okay, the next is a reconstructive approach. In this characteristics of this approach is the assumption that the purpose of this curriculum is to teach students about the obstacles they will face in the community. For the implementation of learning in this approach is preferred in areas that are not yet developed. Okay. The next is I will explain you about the humanistic curriculum approach. Actually, in this approach, focus student interest in curriculum development. I mean that in this approach, education is direct to create students who are not only smart intellectually, but also have a social values and good attitudes. I think that this approach has been applied to the curriculum in Indonesia. Okay, the last is the accountability approach. I mean that if we look at the meaning of the accountability itself, which is mean that clear and measurable. So it's mean that by using this method approach, all student success will or can be measured. Okay, I think that's all my explanation. Thank you very much. Back to moderator.
Well, I will explain three types of approaches in developing the curriculum by Richard. First, forward design. Forward design means developing a curriculum through moving from input to process and to output. Backward design is based on the assumption that input, process, and output are related in a linear. A forward-designed option may be preferred in present tenses where a mandated curriculum is in place, where teachers have little choice over what and how to teach, where teachers rely mainly on textbook and commercial materials rather than teacher-designed resources, where class size is large and where tests and assessment are designed centrally rather than by individual teachers. According to Richard, in language teaching, forward planning is an option when the aims of learning are understood in a very general terms, such as in courses in general English or with introductory courses at primary or secondary level, where goals may be described in such terms of proficiency and language use across a wide range of daily situations or communicative ability and diverse language skills. And the second is central design. Central design means starting with process and in deriving input and output from classroom methodology. Richard explained while a progression from input to process to output would seem to be a logical approach to the planning and delivery of instruction. It's only one road that can be taken. And the second road that we called central design. With central design curriculum, development starts with the selection of the teaching activities, techniques, and methods rather than with the elaboration of detailed language syllabus or specification of learning outcomes. And the last is backward design. Backward design, as the name implies, starts from output and then deals with issues relating to process and input. The third approach to curriculum design is to begin with the specification of learning output and to use this as the basis for developing instructional process and input. Backward design starts with a careful statement of the desired result or outcomes. Appropriate teaching activities and content are derived from the result of learning. The process of backward design according to Taba and Tyler consists of Step 1, a diagnosis of needs. Step 2, formulation of objective. Step 3, selection of content. Step 4, organization of content. Step 5, selection of learning experiences. Step 6, organization of learning experiences. And the last step is determination of what to evaluate and of the ways of doing it. And backward design option may be preferred in the situations where a high degree of accountability needs to be built into the curriculum design and where resources can be committed to needs analysis, planning, and materials development. That's all for me.
Okay guys, for the next, the following diagram can illustrate the forward approach in curriculum development. So, in curriculum development, the first step taken is to choose the topic to be discussed. Then the teacher look for learning resource that match the learning topic. Next, the teacher will choose the right method in delivering in material. And the last is to choose the form of assessment that fits the topic or output.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I'm Mahasiswa Yuni. I will explain of the forward design approaches in language teaching. The first is CLT, or Communicative Language Teachings. Communicative Language Teaching, or CLT, is an approach in forward language teaching that emphasizes the concept of interactions within the process and the purpose of the learning process. The second is COBI, or Content-Based Instructions. Content-Based Instruction, or COBI, is another example of forward design. As COBI, language acquisition is integrated with other subjects such as natural sciences, geography, history, and others. That's all from me. Back, moderator.